höjde nyckeln på havets skri. For dyp sova till farlingen. Höj må kvar i sånghilen. Vakna de gøydelige drenge. De høyre nykken den høyen hånd. For dyp sova til farlingen. Nykken antaler til styringsmann. Vakna de gøydelige drenge. Du styrer mitt skip på Kristi land. For dyp sova til farlingen. Jeg vil meg på Kristi land gå. Vakna de gøydelige drenge. Den vene jomfrua vil jeg få. For dyp sova til farlingen.
We started our time in Stavanger with a cruise on the Lysefjord. Because of the inhospitable terrain of the fjord, it is lightly populated and has only two villages, Forsand at the far western end and Lysebotn at the far eastern end. It is 26 miles long. The name Lyse means light, and the fjord derives its name from the lightly colored granite rocks along its sides. Because the day was overcast and rainy, the light-colored granite probably looks a lot darker than it would have on a sunny day. The fjord is 43 to 1,300 feet deep. Stavanger, a sister city of Houston, Texas, has a population of slightly over 149,000 people and is the third largest city in Norway. It was officially founded in 1125, which means it will be 900 years old in 2025. Stavanger's core is to a large degree 18th and 19th century wooden houses that are protected and part of the city's cultural heritage. This has caused the city center to retain a small town character. Like the city itself, Stavanger Cathedral will be 900 years old next year, as it was built in 1125. Needless to say, it is Norway's oldest cathedral. It has a seating capacity of about 800 people.
Trekk luen godt ned over ordene.
Translated,
Pull the hat down well over the ears.
we are visiting the Canning Museum, which is two museums in one. Besides the Canning Museum, it contains a topography museum. The National Unity Party, or NS, was founded in 1933. The party early oriented itself toward Nazism. By 1940, it became the only permitted party in Norway. During the German occupation from 1940 to 1945, the Wehrmacht's press department and the press directorate decided what the papers could print. The Norwegian Nazi Party installed press directors at county levels to oversee the papers, which halved in number in Norway during the war. An underground press emerged to make uncensored news available, yet failing to follow Nazi orders could be fatal. 130 members of the Norwegian press were arrested and 19 died in captivity or were executed. In the first half of the 20th century, Stavanger was especially known for canning. There were over 50 canneries in the city, and the main product was sardines. All sardine cans were packed by hand. The quickest packers packed a can in less than 6 seconds. The fish have to be packed in a predefined pattern with the spine down and head to tail. It is still done that way today. No one has succeeded in creating a machine to pack the sardines. Ruth and I were probably a little faster at packing than these children, but neither of us could pack a can in 6 seconds. While we were dining outdoors, this group was right across from us practicing for tonight's concert.
Way down in Louisiana, close to New Orleans, way back sound check. Come and see us at 8 o'clock tonight.
I made one of the biggest mistakes of my trip plans on this hike. We took a bus to the trailhead, and I should have rented a car. We had 5 hours to hike the trail and get back to the bus, which was not enough time for Ruth. We realized this at the halfway mark, so I finished the hike by myself, and Ruth rested a while and then started back down. We got back to the bus about 3 minutes before it left. If I had rented a car, we would not have been rushed, and Ruth could have finished the hike. The hike to Pulpit Rock is just under 5 miles round trip. By Norwegian standards, it is classified as a moderate hike. By American standards, I'm sure it would be classified as strenuous. The average length of time to hike it is 4 hours. Pulpit Rock rises 1,982 feet above Lysefjord. The almost flat rock is 82 feet square. With over 300,000 visitors a year, it is one of the most visited natural tourist attractions in Norway. Mission Impossible Fallout, starring Tom Cruise, was filmed on the rock in 2018.
There's a fight with both characters crawling over the cliff.
We have literally built a small city on the side of the mountain.
We've come here to shoot for real. It's a Mission Impossible way. The last few days we've been filming on Pulpit Rock in Norway, and we're shooting the climactic fight scene between Tom Cruise and Henry Cavill. In the sequence of the film, there is an aerial chase with helicopters that end up colliding and crashing into each other. The characters, they fall out, they land on this rock formation. There's a fight that ends up with both characters falling over the cliff.
Pulpit Rock Rock is a national treasure in Norway.
We were looking for a climactic location, and this was so amazing looking, we wanted to include it.
The weather on Pulpit Rock is very extreme. The second time the crew went to scout, the wind was so extreme, the only way that you could scout it was on your belly.
The winter is coming on fast, and we have only a few hours of daylight this time of year. Every morning we wait for the call to come in.
Our crew will get taken up onto Pulpit Rock and get out of a helicopter with the engine still on, which is known as a hot landing. We can't shut down the helicopters because it takes too long.
I picked this location right out of a photograph. Coming out here, you don't think about any of the logistics involved. The biggest challenge here is access. Bringing this much equipment and 150 crew up to a remote area.
The only way to get our crew to Pulpit Rock and all of the equipment was via helicopter.
Keeping 150 people safe in a difficult environment is a challenge and continues to be our priority.
We've got quite a big infrastructure of shipping containers, caravans and marquees, as well as a hell of a lot of rigging.
Our amazing rigging team came in and built all this in a very short amount of time. All of this gear had to be brought in by helicopter. The entire set had to be constructed. We hung a 30-foot crane off of the cliff. We had a drone, a helicopter. We've had ground cameras up on these big cliffs up here. Come on, guys. Action. Right there, sit down. And left. Action, drone. And then we have to get out again before it gets dark, or if a weather warning comes in, it tells us to get off the cliff.
Hail, snow, rain, sunshine, all in the same day.
We're not always able to shoot every day. We got shut down a few days ago. It was pouring rain, some hail, so we're trying to squeeze this in before it's unshootable. Hanging off the cliff was quite dangerous, but I mean, there's a lot of safety measures in place. Filming the fight on the edge of the cliff actually seemed to be the most precarious. Wouldn't catch me doing it. That's great right there, thank you. First time I came here, I didn't want to get within 50 feet of the edge. Watching Henry and Tom go over, they've done so much extreme stuff in this movie that I don't think it really occurred to any of us that it was as scary as it looked. The shots are pretty spectacular. Both of them have done a really incredible job. It's been very difficult, very cold, wet, just unforgiving. They make a really great team, actually. They've been really something to watch together. I'm amazed at the work the crew has done. It's really been incredible. It was the dead of winter, it was cold, it was really extreme, and we didn't let that deter us. We got much more material than I thought we would. It's going to be quite dramatic.
It ends our Pulpit Rock hike and our time in Stavanger. I think our time in Stavanger ties for second place on our top 3 places we visited, with Zermatt and the Matterhorn. Coming fairly soon is both Ruth and I's number 1 spot, and that is Flam. See you then.